Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Unacademy, India's largest e-learning platform. So, dear students, my name is Samrat Sir Mishra, and in this session, I am going to discuss a new subject, economics and social development. One of the important subjects for your OPSC civil service examination. So, ସମସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିଥିବେ କି OPSC ର notification recently ଆସି ସାରିଛି, and near future we can expect the exams to be conducted by OPSC for prelims as well as for mains. Now let's discuss about economics as a subject and its significance, relevance in the civil service preparation. Considered to be one of the most important subjects, and economics in this case not only includes only the economic theories, rather it includes social development, which is a significant portion from your syllabus in the mains especially. In each and every year you will be getting questions from social development. It means economics for social development topic. So whatever I will teach in economics, that will include social development as well, because these two are the integral part of each other, or the complementary subjects. Economics complements social development and social development complements economics. So prelims रे significant portion of paper जदि देखिए, then economics रो question आसे, then economics रो applied part is there in the mains preparation, in the main syllabus itself. So first, let's understand why economics is there in your syllabus. Being a bureaucrat, what exactly your service is going to be, or which type of function you are going to be involved with. Your basic objective is to establish a welfare state. Welfare state means, I discussed, if the basic function of the state is a police state, then it comes to the concept of welfare state. Police state means the state, it is the responsibility of the state to provide protection to the citizens and to the geographical territory of the country. So for that purpose, the maintenance of law and order becomes essential part, ingredient part of the day-to-day function of the government. Then when law and order is maintained properly, the first function is the police state. So police state रे हमें देखिए discuss करें polity पढ़िला बेले कि the function of the state is to provide protection. क्या protection? Protection to the citizens as well as protection to the geographical territory. Let's say कि it is achieved completely. Protection मिले वाला. Then what is next? Next step कौन हुआ दरकार? The next step will be aspiration of the people. It means to live a happy life, to live a luxurious life, or to live or to have a decent standard of living. All this will be now the basic objective of the government or of the state. So for that purpose, another academics comes to play, which is known as economics. So I discussed in each and every session when I start polity, Indian constitution, and when I start economics and social development, there are two important academics. The sub academics भितर हमें देखियो, बस सब subject भितर देखियो, then two are most important. The first one is the law and the second one is the economics. Without the maintenance of law and order, we cannot have a hassle-free life. We cannot have a hassle-free life. So law and order maintenance is important and part of the state as well. Function of the state as well. Now law and order maintain hela pare, the next concept comes to about the economics. Without the economics, we cannot measure development. We cannot assure development. We cannot ensure development to the people. Economics has various sections, various segments. Let's say कि development को कहीं भी in terms of food security. Development in terms of food security. So food security provide करिया by ensure करिया, that is responsibility of the government. That is responsibility of the state. So जे पर्यंत food security हमें establish न करी परिबा, से पर्यंत मैं गोटे welfare state establish करी परिबा नहीं. So for that purpose, economics becomes important as a subject, as a discipline, as well as this is the reason for which it is included in the civil service syllabus. So this is the syllabus for your prelims and this is the syllabus for the mains. In prelims, there is economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics. Demographics is the study of population. Then social sector initiatives. In the mains, there are subtopics related to Indian economy and issues related to the planning, mobilization of the resource and growth, development and employment, inclusive growth, issues are related to inclusive growth and government budgeting. These are the syllabus for main. Now let's discuss about what book list you should refer. Koko book list आपण पढ़िवा दरकार economic social development as a subject to deal it with respect to the civil service examination. I will recommend NCERT standard 11 and standard 12 book. Apart from that, nothing more is required in my opinion. To substantiate your answer with current, you may go through the Hindu newspaper, budget and the economic survey of the respective year. Budget and the economic survey, at least you have to go through the last 3 years budget and economic survey. The present year budget and economic survey that will be used for the maximum times in the answer sheet. It means 60% is current year budget economic survey को use करिया दरकार answer रे. 30% of the preceding year last year and rest 10% for the last to last year. ई वे रे अपन budget और economic survey को use करिया दरकार. Apart from NCERT, there are some good books available in the market as well. Ramesh Singh book, Indian economy related, but in my opinion, this book is a very vast book, and line by line reading or chapter wise reading, I will not recommend that one because it is a bulky one first, and the second, if you want to go through Ramesh Singh, then it is advisable to go through only some significant portions. It's a selective section that is more than beneficial. Nothing more is required. And if you are attending the class regularly, making notes out of the class, practicing MCQs on regular basis, going through the newspaper, going through the Niti Aayog reports, going through the Hindu editorial on day-to-day basis, then that is more than sufficient. Class notes, I will strongly recommend for the class notes. Whatever you will understand, you will learn from the class. Make a habit to keep it down, to write it down in your notes and revise those notes multiple times. I am repeating the same statement. Minimum resource and maximum revision. Minimum resource and maximum revision. And minimum resource with best resource your class notes. Class notes because this is what you understood. Otherwise, without understanding, the notes has no values. They are simply garbage. So, that will be useful. Gradually develop those who are new, those who belong to science background. So they will have less knowledge in case of economics as a subject. जो माने arts पढ़ी के आसिचंती बा जो माने graduation post graduation humanities रे अच्छी economics रे अच्छी, so it will be quite easy for them. ସେମାନେ easily आपको take up करि पारिबे. But for the science students, nothing to worry about it. Economics is very interesting, even if economics is a science as well, due to its acceptability of economics as a subject and universality of economics. It is considered to be a science. So resource, book source, the resource follow that will be more than sufficient. NCERT पढ़ंतु 11 12 भलो भाबरे. नीति आयोग report, the Hindu editorial पढ़ंतु, that is more than enough. या व्यतीत अलग कोनोसी बुक रेफर करिवार आवश्यकता नाही. किछि स्पेसिफिक सेक्शन पई, सिलेक्टिव सेक्शन पई आपण रमेश सिंह बुक को फॉलो करि पारंती. या व्यतीत जो बड़ बड़ बल्कि बुक्स अछि लाइक उमा कपिला इज देयर, मिश्रा पुरी इज देयर. So these books are never recommended for the civil service preparation. Yes, सब जो माने those who are preparing for the NET exam in economics, बा जो माने economics और higher studies करछन्ते, academics करछन्ते, for them those books will be beneficial. आपण मानको पई रमेश सिंह रो selective study that is more than enough. that अधिक दरकार नै. So NCERT 11 12 को पढंतु. syllabus आपनकर प्रत्येक जिंस कवर अप हेजिबो. So this is all about the book list. This is all about the book list and the syllabus. Now let's discuss about economics. Subject start करवा economics. जदि या भितरे economics related, if anyone has any doubt, then let me know in the comment section, in the chat section, in the live class. You can write your doubts. You can ask your doubts. I will clarify it in the comment section. Chat kari paribe, live chat. So now let's discuss about economics. introduction to economics. What exactly economics means? Economics bujhiba pai hele you have to understand two concepts. The first is a resource and the second one is a human want. The first is a resource and the second one is the human want. Now let's discuss what exactly a resource is. Resource is anything that can satisfy human want. जी human want को satisfy करि पारे ताको हम resource कहते. Let's say I am hungry. So for that purpose I need food. So food can satisfy my human want. That is why food is a resource for me in this case. For the transportation purpose, if you are interested to travel from Bhubaneswar to Mumbai, then you need a train. So in this case, you want to be transported from one place to another place. Your aim, your objective or your interest, your want, human want to be transported from Bhubaneswar to Mumbai is being fulfilled by a train. That is why the train is considered to be a resource for you. And these resources are limited. That may be natural resource or artificial resource, but these resources are limited. This is the important concept related to resource or the characteristics of resource. These are limited. The next is the human wants. Human wants needs to be satisfied by the resource. So the most important characteristics of the human wants is human wants are unlimited. Human wants are unlimited. What does that mean? Unlimited means, let's say today I have a requirement, human want for a bicycle. Tomorrow it will be changed to a bike, then to a luxurious bike, then to a car, then to a luxurious car like Mercedes and Audi. So human wants they gradually increase. आज जदि हमर गोटे जिंस किनिया पई इच्छा आइछि ताले काली के आ गोटे जिंस बा ताटु किछि भलो जिंस किनिया पई सब बळी इच्छा आज नॉर्मल ड्रेस पिंदुचंती काली के ब्रांडेड ड्रेस पिंदिया पई इच्छा सो ह्यूमन वांट्स अनलिमिटेड बोली हमें गोटे सेंटेंस रो सिंपली कहि परिबा ताले टी हमें दीटा कथा सिखिले कोन सिखिले ना फर्स्ट सिखिले कि रिसोर्स कोन एंड रिसोर्स इज लिमिटेड एंड सेकंड सिखिले हमें ह्यूमन वांट्स व्हाट इज ह्यूमन वांट्स एंड द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इज द अनलिमिटेड ह्यूमन वांट्स आर अनलिमिटेड. Now we देखिथिले कि resources are used to satisfy human wants. Let's say coal is used to satisfy the energy requirement of the human beings. So resources are limited whereas human wants are unlimited. That is why what we have to do, we have to do allocation of those resources, or we have to satisfy those unlimited human wants by using the limited resource. To satisfy unlimited human wants with limited resource, we need certain techniques, and the most important technique is the resource allocation. And this is what nothing but economics. Economics discusses about the scarce resource. Economics discusses about the human wants. So to satisfy the unlimited human wants by using the scarce resource is nothing but known as economics. Now why I am talking about the scarce resource? Why not to talk about the resource which are available abundantly? Let's say about the air. Air is available to us very freely. We don't have to pay anything to get the air for the respiration purpose. But economics is less bother about the use and allocation of air because air is freely available. That is why this is the human tendency. The more the price, more the cost, that becomes more precious for us. In the same way, economics bothers less about the freely available resources, whereas it discusses more about the resources which are scarce. Gold, diamond, these are scarce resources. That is why they are precious. As compared to gold and diamond, we need air and we need water. But if we go through the requirement, if we go through the price, gold and diamond, they are more precious in terms of, I am talking about the monetary value. Monetary value of gold and diamond is more than the air and the water. Whereas the requirement of air and water is more as compared to, whereas the requirement for air and water is more as compared to the requirement for gold and diamond. So if हम देखें कि human wants are unlimited and resources are limited, so for that purpose to satisfy unlimited human wants with the limited resource is nothing but known as economics. मैं को economics बोली कहले. Now There is a difference between economics and economy. Many times these two terms they are used interchangeably or synonymously, but या भीतर economics और economy भीतर गोटे difference अछि. What is the difference? Economics is the study of economy. Economics is quite practical. Economics is theory and economy is practical. So economics is all about the theories related to the discipline of economics and the study of economy, that is economics. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ କିଛି theory ଆସିଲା related to economics and you will implement them, you will utilize them in case of economy, in a particular economy, that is known as economy. So economy is always related to a proper place. I am giving you one example. Let's talk about the CRR, cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio जोटा बैंक को RBI पाखर रखिया पड़े. हम बैंकिंग पढ़ला बेले यार डिटेल डिस्कशन करिबा. So ये गोटे particular percentage from the NDTL that needs to be kept with the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, by the bank. Now let's say CRR is used to maintain the liquidity in the economy. Liquidity in the economy refers to either to increase or to decrease the money supply in the economy. If there is scarcity of the money in the economy, then we need to inject the money to the economy. If there is money in the economy, then the RBI is there to suck it, to absorb the excess of the liquidity. So for that purpose, these instruments are there like CRR. I mean, one armchair thesis kala, one theory kala ki in India, let's say ki we will change CRR by 1% and there will be variation either in the surplus or in the deficit of the money in the economy related to 1 lakh crore rupees. If 1% is CRR ko vary korchandi, then 1 lakh crore rupees vary karibo. 1% is increase kar dele CRR, then economy re 1 lakh crore rupees कमे जीवो, 1% is हमें कम कर देले CRR को, then economy 1 lakh crore rupees inject हे जीवो. Let's say this is simply a theory. हमें आपको घर बसु कि इकोनॉमिस्ट माने बाहर कले कि एई वे जदि हम करूछन्ते ताले डेवलपमेंट हे परिबो, माने यार इंपैक्ट या पड़िबो. सो ये थियोरी को हमको एप्लीकेशन अप्लाई कोड करबार अछि, इंप्लीमेंट कोड करबार अछि नै नै इकोनॉमी गोटे पर्टिकुलर ज्योग्राफिकल टेरिटरी ऊपर ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया ऊपर हमको करबार अछि. So जो geographical area पर हमें theory को practice कले, application कले यार, that is nothing but known as the economy. So economy is always related to a place or to a region. For example, economy of India, economy of Bangladesh, economy of United States. It means we are implementing the theories of economics to a particular region, to a particular geographical region, and whatever the outcome you are getting, that is nothing but known as the economy. Now economics is again classified into two parts: macroeconomics and microeconomics. Macroeconomics and microeconomics. यहाँ पर हमें discuss करिबा completely. Then हमें definition देखुछन economics रो. It has been derived from two Greek words, oikos and nomos. Oikos means family, nomos means custom or household. Means custom or management. So economics means management of the household. Economics, it has been derived from a Greek word oikonomia. Oikonomia means the management of the household. Then according to Adam Smith is considered to be the father of economics. According to him, economics is the study of the nature and causes of the generation of wealth of a nation. It is the study of the nature and the causes of generation of a wealth of the nation. How wealth is generated in an economy, or what are the causes behind generation of the wealth in an economy? This is the definition which is given by Adam Smith. Then generally देखिबा economics is a branch of humanities. Humanities कौन? Humanities, it is the study of human activities. Human activity को study करिबा को humanities बोली कहा जाए. And on day-to-day basis, human beings they do different activities. We do political activity, we do social activity, we do economic activity, we do administrative activity. So the study of political activity is known as political science. The study of social activities is known as sociology. The study of administrative activities is known as public administration. And the study of economic activities is nothing but known as economics. So economics is all about the study of economic activity. Now the question arises, what exactly economic activity means? So economic activity is related to, or it involves the profit, loss, wage, payment, employment. when the discussion revolves around profit loss of a business firm, limited liability firm, when it is about the income of individual or Hindu undivided family, or when it is related to the wage payment, employment, all these things are economic activities of the human beings, and that is why the study of these activities is nothing but known as economics. So if we'll go through the subject matter of economics, it is divided into two parts. I discussed microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics, it is a narrow concept. Macroeconomics, it is a broad concept. Microeconomics, in the case of microeconomics, it is all about the study, or it is all about the decision which is made by the household or the business. Business by household decision related study को हम microeconomics बोलते हैं. For example, हमें कहले कि Jio company in the financial year 2020-21, what is going to be the net profit of the company? So this is all about the profit of a particular business firm. It means the study, the research, हमें जहाँ पर thesis करचंती that completely inclines to a particular type of activity, to a particular type of farm, to a particular type of production hub. That is the Jio company example I mean. So this is all about the microeconomics. It is a narrow concept, discusses about the decisions of the business firm. In the same way, there is another concept related to which is called macroeconomics. It is a very broader concept as compared to micro, and it studies about the entire economy. It studies about the whole economy. Unemployment, gross domestic product, gross national product, total production in the economy. All these are related to macroeconomy, and they have a broader concept. They have broader meaning. Next, here I have given some examples to differentiate between macro and microeconomics. The first is your income. Your income means the income of a individual, income of a particular person. So it belongs to microeconomy. Now India's GDP in 2020. This is all about a broader concept. We are talking about gross domestic product of a country, of a geographical territory. So that is why India's GDP is a macro concept, but it belongs to macroeconomics. Then is the level of unemployment in the IT sector. It discusses about the unemployment in the IT sector. In the economy, there are three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary sector, and each sector is again divided into many subsectors. IT information technology belongs to the tertiary sector. So the level of unemployment, the question is related to the level of unemployment in the IT sector. It means what? It means the केते unemployment आमे पाउछंती केवल IT sector रे. Even if ये entire tertiary sector पर discuss करूनी, because tertiary sector is related to IT. IT is banking is there, finance is there, many other subsectors are there inside the tertiary sector. That is why the level of unemployment in the IT sector, it is a micro concept, not a macro concept. Rather, it is a micro concept. Micro concept टाको कहीं की कहले हमें, because micro कहबार कारण कोन? Because we don't discuss about the unemployment of India. India total unemployment ऊपर हमें discuss करनांती. Rather, हमें केवल IT sector unemployment ऊपर discuss करचंती. Now come to the next point: level of unemployment in India. Level of unemployment in India. Level of unemployment, it is a macro concept. Macro concept आपको कहर कारण कोन ना unemployment हमें ଗୋଟେ particular region, ଗୋଟେ particular area देउचंती. So that is why आपको हमें this is a macro concept. Now quantity of production by Tata in 2020, next example. It discusses about production of a particular farm, particular business farm, Tata. It doesn't discuss about the total production in India. India total production ऊपर discuss करने. Rather, it discusses about quantity of production by a particular company. So that is why it is a micro concept. Level of quantity of production by Tata, it is a micro concept. Now, देखो इकोनॉमिक्स और इकोनॉमी भीतर तफात आसीबार कारण कोन? हम वर्तमान जो डिस्कशन कले कि इकोनॉमिक्स रे हमें देखंती It is all about theory, and application of that theory is known as the economy. या भितर डिफरेंस आसीबार कारण कोन लेट्स से कि जेतबेले देखुछन गोटे गाड़ी एग्जांपल गाड़ी रो एडवर्टाइजमेंट देखुछन कि इट शोज 80 किलोमीटर पर आवर. In the advertisement it is 80 kilometer per hour, but in the real life it is not 80 kilometer, because the experiment which is already done, it is under some ideal conditions. Ideal conditions means the road will be clear, there will be no traffic, so engine condition, pressure condition in the bike, that will be good as per the requirement. So for that purpose, what happens, the experiment scenario is completely different from the experimented scenario is completely different from the practical scenario. 80 kilometer per hour speed, it is an experimental scenario, or theoretical it sounds good, but when practically we will implement it, it will not work, and it will be less than 80 kilometer per hour, might be 65 or 70 kilometer per hour. That is the practical scenario, because there will be traffic in the road, there may be प्रेशर कंडीशन हम गाड़ी देखिबा ठीक न थाई पारे, आ किछि प्रॉब्लम थाई पारे. सो फॉर दैट पर्पस इकोनॉमिक्स एंड इकोनॉमी भीतर गोटे डिफरेंस आसे. देन वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ एन इकोनॉमी. इकोनॉमी रो प्रॉब्लम कोन हम डिस्कस करबा. दीज आर वेरी बेसिक कांसेप्ट्स ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स. ई सब काम को भल भाबरे बुझिबा पड़िबो. जे पर्यंत बेसिक कांसेप्ट को हमें बुझी नांती से पर्यंत हमें गोटे कांसेप्ट ऊपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग न आसी से पर्यंत हमें आंसर ठीक भाबरे ना प्रीलिम्स रे करि परिबा मार्क ना मेंस रे लिखि परिबा. सो कांसेप्ट, दिस इज अ वेरी बेसिक क्लास. इठु हमें इकोनॉमिक्स रो कांसेप्ट पूरा जीरो लेवल रे स्टार्ट करबा. जो माने नुवा डेफिनेटली ये समान को पई हेल्पफुल हबो, कोनोसी असुविधा हबनी. सो मु भी धीरे धीरे जाउची, आई विल मूव इन अ वेरी स्लो मैनर सो दैट ऑल ऑफ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, बुझी परिबे कोन हम डिस्कशन करछन बा कोन पढुछन. प्लस पढिला बेले जे जा नुवा जिंस सिखुछंती, जस्ट मेक अ नोट आउट ऑफ इट so that you can revise it properly. Now we'll discuss about the problems of an economy. What are the problems of an economy? There are three basic problems of the economy: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. What to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Now in what to produce, the economy has to decide which commodity should we produce, whether we should produce food or cloth. Let's say the economy decided to produce food, because food is the basic requirement. Food security is a must. Non-assurance of the food security or the food insecurity, that will lead to a standard of life which is as per the which is very lower than the perceived standard of life. But जो type of standard of life हमें चाहते हैं, standard of living चाहते हैं, that बहुत कम पाएगा. So food is important. Now the question is कि let's say food or cloth, with the economy decided to produce food and we omitted the cloth. So in food there are also different type of foods that we can produce. Now we have to decide whether we have to produce rice or we have to produce the pulses. Now ये decision केमती निया जीवो, rice produce करिबा ना pulses produce करिबा. That completely depends upon the availability of the resources. The resources that we have, ये condition कहाँ पाई बा, ये को type of production पाई better. The rice पाई better, then हमें rice production करियो. The pulses पाई better, then हमें pulses production करियो. So the society has to choose between the consumer goods and the producer goods. Consumer goods के the goods that we consume directly, these are the consumer goods like rice, sugar, cloth, shoes. Producer goods, these are required, basically these are the instruments, machines, tools which are required for the production of other goods. They are called producer goods. Again, the society has another option to choose between the necessity goods and the luxury goods. Necessity goods, rice, sugar, cloth, these are required in day-to-day life. So that is they are the necessity goods. Luxury goods, AC, fridge, washing machine, all these are required. So these are called the luxury goods. हमें कौन करिबा, जैसे हम देखले रिसोर्स हम पाखरे लिमिटेड अछि. अगेन वी हैव टू फोकस अपन टू फैक्टर्स. वी हैव टू डू द रिसोर्स एलोकेशन. सो रिसोर्स एलोकेशन हम को वे करिया बा को उपाय करिया. प्रथम है मैक्सिमम एग्रीगेट यूटिलिटी, द सेकंड इज द मैक्सिमम हैप्पीनेस टू द मैक्सिमम पीपल. मैक्सिमम एग्रीगेट यूटिलिटी मींस, मैक्सिमम एग्रीगेट यूटिलिटी मींस टोटल यूटिलिटी केमती अधिक होई परिबो. टोटल यूटिलिटी टोटल प्रोडक्शन जति के होची सेतुर केम हम अधिक यूटिलिटी पाई परिबा बा अधिक बेनिफिट हमें पाई परिबा इट डिस्कसेस अबाउट द मैक्सिमम एग्रीगेट यूटिलिटी so maximum happiness to the maximum people what does that mean maximum happiness to the maximum people means the same production but that should be beneficial to many persons maximum happiness to maximum people this is a concept which is related to welfare state it is a concept which is related to welfare state then the next question is the how to produce next question is the how to produce in how to produce we discuss about the way in which we produce or the mean of production basically there are two types of means of production first is the capital intensive and the labor intensive production capital intensive जोटी capital अधिक दरकार हुए and labor intensive जोटी labor अधिक requirement हुए capital intensive and labor intensive so efficient method is to produce more with the least scarce resource जतिक resource अच्छे हम पकड़े by using less amount less quantity of the resource we have to produce more by using less quantity of product we have to produce more that is what is known as or this is the way in which we should produce तमर कैपिटल अधिक अछि ताला में कैपिटल इंटेंसिव प्रोडक्शन करि परिबा जदि लेबर अधिक अछि ताला में लेबर इंटेंसिव प्रोडक्शन करि परिबा so this is about how to produce the next is for whom to produce in this case we have to find out who is the final consumer whether a rich person or a poor person and the purchasing power of the person से लोक किनी परिबो ना न किनी परिबो ता ऊपर डिपेंड करिया पड़िबो ताकू देखिया पड़िबो तो सही अनुसार हमें डिसाइड करबा कि फॉर whom to produce कहा पई प्रोडक्शन होबा दरकार so the society is divided between or the citizens they are classified into two types the first is the citizen and the second one is the customer किए और citizen किए customer is the person who has purchasing power जहा पाखरे पर्चेजिंग पावर अछि किनिबार क्षमता अछि ताको हमें कस्टमर बोली कहंती एंड अनदर कैटेगरी इज द सिटीजन डजंट हैव पर्चेजिंग पावर एमान को पाखरे पर्चेजिंग कैपेसिटी न थाए लेट्स से फॉर द हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटी सिटीजंस दे हैव टू अप्रोच द गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल्स सीएचसीस पीएचसीस एससीबी मेडिकल एमान को गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल जियो पड़िबो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल जियो पड़िबो एजुकेशन पाई बट प्राइवेट इंडिविजुअल बा कस्टमर किए जे रिक्वायर्ड सर्विस को निजे किनी पारिबो फ्रॉम द मार्केट ताको हमें प्राइवेट कस्टमर बोली कहबा बा कस्टमर बोली कहया फॉर एग्जांपल गोटे लोक अपोलो रो हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटीज को किनिबार अथॉरिटी अछि ता पाखरे बा कैपेसिटी अछि सो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम द पर्सन बिलोंग्स टू कस्टमर नॉट द सिटीजन नाउ देयर आर टू सेक्टर्स इन द इकोनॉमी पब्लिक सेक्टर एंड द प्राइवेट सेक्टर पब्लिक सेक्टर इज ऑल अबाउट fulfillment of the requirement of the citizens whereas private sector is there to fulfill the requirement of the requirement of the customer प्राइवेट सेक्टर कस्टमर मानकर रिक्वायरमेंट को फुलफिल करिवो whereas public sector is there to fulfill the requirement of the citizens because citizen मानकर रिक्वायरमेंट को प्राइवेट सेक्टर केबे भी फुलफिल करिवो नाही फुलफिल न करिवार मुख्य कारण कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर their basic objective is always is to maximize the profit से माने प्रॉफिट जनरेशन न हो से माने केबे भी इंटरफेयर करिवो लेट्स से कोविड वैक्सीन सो प्राइवेट सेक्टर आरंभ केबे कोविड वैक्सीन बाहर करके मागणार बांटीबो and covid जेहेतु ये गोटे जनरल पैंडेमिक सिचुएशन emergency situation for the state this is responsibility for the state to produce the covid vaccine and to distribute it among the people लोकमान को भीतर covid vaccine को distribute करिवार काम state पाकर अछि काहे कि ना covid vaccine जदि प्राइवेट सेक्टर 1000 टंका बा 2000 टंका रे बिक्री करे ताले कोनोसी लोक किनिबेनी because potential नाही कैपेसिटी नाही लोकमान को पाकर एते जिंस किनिया पाए this is the reason for which all of the citizen they belong to the bracket of citizen सब population they belong to the bracket of citizen and citizen मानकर हम देखले कि responsibility citizen मानकर requirement पूरा करिवा responsibility कहा पकर अछि it is with the state रो function citizen मानकर responsibility को ये पूरा करियो so customers will be catered by the private sector and citizens they will be catered by the government sector or by the public sector so this is all about for whom to produce ये तीनटा कांसेप्ट हम आज डिस्कस करले बेसिक कांसेप्ट्स the three basic concepts of economy whom what to produce for whom to produce and how to produce ये को ए पर्यंत डिस्कस करिवे निजे पढिबे आज जे बुझिले क्लासरूम नोट्स देखि कि एंड रेस्ट सिलेबस को आई डिस्कस इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास आसंदा कली हमें पूर्ण 30 रे डिस्कस करिवा इकोनॉमिक्स जोटू आज हम छाडी चंती सेम पॉइंट पर हमें आगु डिस्कस करिवा portion ଆମେ ଆଗକୁ discuss କରିବା. Those who are not there in Unacademy Plus, subscribe to Unacademy Plus. Use this referral code EasyWest so that you will be getting 10% discount upon your subscription amount. EasyWest referral code को use करंतु. Complete explanation description box रे दिया जायछि. You can go through that. आपण Unacademy Plus को subscribe करि परिबे. Recently we have launched a new batch for the OPSC exam. Prelims ପାଇଁ pre-com mains ପାଇଁ नया batch launch करा जायछि. So join to Unacademy Plus and let's crack it. So thank you everyone. See you in the next class tomorrow at the same time 10:30 AM.